theta is the angle between the V and B. V is velocity and B is magnetic field. When theta is equal to 90 degree means the charge is moving perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. Lorentz force is given by Q of E plus B cross B. And one vector quantity we have, that is magnetic field. Magnetic field is a vector quantity having magnitude and direction. Hello dear students, I am Maitri, Faculty of Physics, Vidyashram, Temple of Excellence, Mysore. So we are in the chapter 4, Moving Charges and Magnetism. In the previous chapter, you have learnt about the static charges and moving charges. And you learned that static charges produces electric field and moving charges produces current. Now in this chapter, we deal with the magnetism or the magnetic effect of electric current, nothing but the moving charges. And this magnetic effect of electric current, the branch which deals with the magnetic effect due to electric current is known as electromagnetism. Now we are in the branch named electromagnetism, where we discuss the magnetic effect due to moving charges. So this was first observed by Hans Christian Ørsted. Who first noticed the magnetic effect due to electric current. He first observed this picture. Here is a wire, but it is not connected to a battery. Near the wire, he placed a magnetic compass and observed the needle in the compass, which is resting in north-south direction. When he connected this wire to battery, the current starts to flow in this wire. So now it is a current carrying wire. When the current is flowing in the wire, observe the magnetic compass. So here we can observe the deflection in the needle. Yes, this represents that there is magnetic field around the current carrying wire. And also he sprinkled the iron fillings around the current carrying wire. When he sprinkled that iron fillings, the iron fillings arranged themselves in concentric circles. So, around a current carrying wire, the magnetic field pattern is concentric circular rings, or this wire is the center of the concentric circles, and this concentric circles represents the magnetic field. And observe in this picture, when the current direction is reversed, magnetic field direction also reversed. So from this, Hans Christian Ørsted concluded that moving charges produced magnetic field. Moving charges produced magnetic field. And in this chapter, we use this notation to represent the current into the plane of paper. Name itself gives the meaning. Into, nothing but cross. So if you write cross, then it represents current is into the plane of paper, into this board through wire. Okay. And if current is coming out of the plane of paper, we represent it by a dot. Same applies for the magnetic field. If a magnetic field line is into this board, then you have to represent it by a cross, and when it is out of the plane of paper, represent it is by a dot. Now consider a moving charge in magnetic field. Then the force experienced by that moving charge is given by F is equal to Q of V cross B, as V is a velocity and B is the magnetic field. This is the vector form of magnetic force experienced by the moving charge in a magnetic field. Its magnitude is given by QVB sine theta, as force is a vector quantity of cross product of two vectors. Therefore, sine theta, its direction is given by n cap, where theta is the angle between the V and B. V is velocity and B is magnetic field. Now let us consider the equation F is equal to QVB sine theta. In this, we will give the values for the theta and find out what is the value of F. The first case is theta is equal to 0 degree. Theta is equal to 0 degree means velocity, that is the charge, is moving in the direction of magnetic field. When both are in same direction, angle between them is 0 degree. So sine 0 value is 0. So force is 0. Remember, when charge is moving in the direction of magnetic field, on it the magnetic force is 0. The second case is theta is equal to 90 degree. When theta is equal to 90 degree means the charge is moving perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. When charge is moving perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field, then the value of force is QVB, which is the maximum force. Maximum force acting on the moving charge is when it is moving in the perpendicular direction to the magnetic field. The last case is theta is equal to 180 degree, means velocity and magnetic field are in opposite direction. Then also the force, that is magnetic force, acting on the moving charge is 0. And the next case where the velocity, not the angle, velocity, that is if a charge is stationary, means V is equal to 0. Stationary means velocity of the charge is 0, not moving at all. Then force on this charge is 0. Force on the charge is 0 when the charge is stationary. Therefore, from this we can conclude that only the moving charge experiences the magnetic force, not the stationary charge. That is the charge which is at rest. So, the chapter name is Moving Charges and Magnetism. Now, let us define what is magnetic field. Definition of magnetic field: giving the equation of magnetic force on a moving charge. The equation of magnetic force on a moving charge is given by QVB sine theta. In this, let us consider the values. The charge of the moving charge is 1 coulomb and the velocity with which the charge moves is 1 meter per second and moves in a perpendicular direction to the magnetic field. Perpendicular direction to the magnetic field. Considering this condition, let us define the magnetic field. So, what is a magnetic field? B is the magnetic field. Magnetic field is the force. Magnetic field is a force acting on unit positive charge. Unit positive charge which is moving with the velocity unit velocity, that is 1 meter per second. In what direction it has to move? It has to move perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field, because if it moves in the direction of magnetic field, then force on this charge is equal to 0. Even in moving opposite direction to the magnetic field, force on the moving charge is 0. So only when it moves perpendicular to the direction of velocity, there is maximum force, and that maximum force is equal to magnetic field. Now let us define the SI unit of magnetic field, that is 1 Tesla. Keeping the same equation, that is F is equal to QVB sine theta. What should be the value of Q? Q should be unit positive charge, and it has to move with the speed 1 meter per second in a direction perpendicular to the magnetic field. Then the force is equal to 1 Newton is the magnetic field of 1 Tesla. Yes, the magnetic field at a point is said to be 1 Tesla if a positive charge, unit positive charge of 1 coulomb moving at right angles to the magnetic field. Right angle is nothing but perpendicular to the magnetic field with a velocity of 1 meter per second. Then what is the force experienced by the moving charge? It is of 1 Newton. So this is the definition of 1 Tesla, which is the unit of magnetic field. Next, let us define what is Lorentz force. Lorentz force. What is Lorentz force? It is the force that is sum of magnetic force and electric force. When a moving charge is moving in both electric field and magnetic field, the force is known as Lorentz force. Let me repeat this. The total force on a moving charge of Q with velocity V in the presence of both electric field and magnetic field is known as Lorentz force. Now let us find out the equation for the Lorentz force. Lorentz force is the sum of electric force and magnetic force. The electric force on a charge is given by QE, which you have learnt in the first chapter. And what is the magnetic force on a moving charge? It is given by Q of V cross B, where V and B are vector quantities. In this equation, Q is common by taking Q as a common, and in the bracket we have E, which is the electric field, plus of V cross B, where V is the velocity and B is the magnetic field. So what is the equation for the Lorentz force? Lorentz force is given by Q of E plus V cross B. Next, let us find out the magnetic force on a current carrying conductor. So till now you know what is the magnetic force on a moving charge, single charge. But in a conductor carrying current has number of charge carriers. When number of charge carriers are present in the conductor, what is the force on a current carrying conductor? Let us find it. So consider a current carrying conductor placed in magnetic field. Here observe this magnetic field. Magnetic field is presented by parallel lines placed at equidistance. Means the magnetic field is uniform. Magnetic field is uniform. In a uniform magnetic field, let us consider a conductor carrying current I, whose length is L. So, length of the rod or the current carrying conductor is L, whose area of cross section is A, and the number of electrons per unit volume is small n. So, small n represents the Number density, nothing but number of charge carriers per unit volume of the conductor. Now, what will be the total number of charge carriers in this volume? So, volume is given by area into length into, in that volume, the number of charge carriers per unit volume is small n. So, the total charge carriers is NaL, where N is number of charge carriers per unit volume. Next, what is the total charge transported or in this conductor carrying current? It is given by Q of NaL, where Q is the charge on each charge carrier. As they are moving in a specific direction constituting the current, so the drift velocity of this charge carrier is Vd. Vd is the drift velocity which you have learnt in the chapter 3. First, let us consider force on each charge carrier. That is, first you have to consider force on a single charge. Force on a single charge is given by Q of V cross B. But in this current carrying conductor, the total number of charges are N, and each charge is carrying a charge of Q. Therefore, total charges QNAL. And they are moving with the velocity, that is drift velocity. Therefore, velocity is represented by drift velocity. And observe this. Here we have A, S, N, Q, Vd in the equation. So, let us replace this A, N, Q, Vd by I. Then the force F on the current carrying conductor is given by IL cross B. But force is a vector quantity. Vector quantity, force is a vector quantity. And it must be a cross product of two vector. Vector A, vector B gives a vector quantity. And one vector quantity we have, that is magnetic field. Magnetic field is a vector quantity having magnitude and direction. And I is a scalar quantity. We have learnt this in the chapter 3. Even though there is angle between the wire, that angle does not affect the magnitude of this current. Therefore, current is a scalar quantity. Then what should be the vector quantity next? So, that is length. In this chapter, we consider the length as a vector quantity. So, length is a vector quantity. You have to note down this in this chapter, that is chapter 4, moving charges and magnetism. A length is a vector quantity. So, force is the cross product of two vectors, that is length and magnetic field. Now, what is the expression for the magnetic force on a current carrying conductor? It is given by F is equal to I of L cross B. L is a vector quantity, B is a vector quantity whose magnitude is given by F is equal to I L B sin theta. The magnitude of the magnetic force on a current carrying conductor is given by ILB sin theta. In this session, you have learnt what is the magnetic force on a moving charge and what is the magnetic force on a current carrying conductor, and how to represent if a magnetic field is into the plane of paper and out of the plane of paper. In the next session, let us continue this chapter. Thank you.